Hello everyone and welcome to Marseille, France. This was the last stop on our Western Mediterranean cruise before returning to Barcelona, Spain. Once you disembark from the ship, Royal Caribbean has arranged for buses to take you into the center of town. The buses do cost $20 a person. We're freelancing again today. We did not have an excursion already pre-booked. We just merely walked off the bus and went toward the marina. As it turned out, the street we were walking on had at one point been a moat for this structure, which is Fort St. John. Fort St. John was constructed in the year 1660, along with its sister fortification across the mouth of the harbor, Fort St. Nicholas. Actually, the two forts were built in response to local uprisings against the governor rather than for defense of the city. Their cannons mostly pointed inwards toward the city, not out to sea for defense. Near Fort St. John, on a small hilltop, is St. Laurent Church, built in the late 12th century. As a little side note here, after visiting Marseille, I posted this photograph of the church to Google Maps, and as of the making of this video, it has over 370,000 views. Did a quick tour of the fort. It actually didn't take very long, and it did include a nice multimedia presentation on the history of the facility. And of course, the fort offers some great views of the harbor. In 2013, Fort St. Jean became part of the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilisations. This rather interesting footbridge leads from Fort St. John to the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilisations. I found the architecture of this very square modern building to be quite a contrast compared to the 400-year-old fort. The short stroll across the footbridge from the fort to the museum offers some more great views of the city. Also directly adjacent to Fort St. John is the Cosquer Cave Museum. The cave was discovered by a French diver in 1985. The cave includes Paleolithic drawings and paintings dating back maybe as far as 27,000 years ago. We tried to take a tour of the cave, however, it was sold out for the day. After a quick stroll around the roof of the museum, we did go on a tour of the art museum. However, once inside, no video or photography is allowed. Very nearby is the Cathedral Saint-Marie-Majeur. The cornerstone of this building was laid in the year 1852 by Emperor Napoleon III. This is one of the largest cathedrals in France with a seating capacity of around 3,000. The main cupola is 70 meters high. The new cathedral was built on the sites of previous cathedrals dating back as early as the 5th century. Part of an older cathedral constructed in the 12th century still stands directly next to the new cathedral. The rest of the old Marseille cathedral was destroyed in order to make room for the new cathedral. As is common in Europe, the sidewalks are often parking lots for scooters and motorcycles. But as an American who owns a Harley-Davidson, this one did catch my eye. We then caught a taxi for a quick ride across the harbor to the Basilica of Our Lady of the Guard. The basilica is built on the remains of old fortifications, as this is the highest point in the city. The bell tower and belfry are over 53 meters high and support a monumental 11.5 meter statue of Madonna and Child. And here's the view from the very tip of the spur of the remains of the old fort. As we prepared to enter the basilica, we were met by a group of soldiers apparently on just a routine security patrol. The interior of the basilica is rather eclectic and includes many memorials to lost ships from the area. The hilltop and basilica were the site of a battle during the liberation of Marseille in World War II. The exterior of the basilica still bears the scars from that battle. This American Sherman tank was knocked out by the Germans on its way up the hill during the battle. It was simply left there as a monument. We then took a quick taxi ride back across the harbor where we explored the city a little more. We found this great little restaurant and we did what every American tourist wants to do in France: dine al fresco. I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be on the lookout for one more video from this trip on our Western Mediterranean cruise, as well as many other adventures.